As I'm told, the man that was shot underwent surgery on Sunday and is recovering. But gun owners and instructors alike that I spoke with say that this would have never happened if some basic safety rules were followed.
It's just carelessness.
A local firearms instructor has become an object lesson of what not to do with a gun. He accidentally fired his weapon. The bullet struck a man. It happened at the Firearm Exchange gun range in Livonia Saturday afternoon. Police say the instructor from Life Choice LLC was teaching a CPL class when he unholstered his gun during a demonstration. He pointed it at the door and pulled the trigger, unaware that his gun was loaded.
It's one of those errors that when it happens, things can go bad, go south very quickly.
And that it did. The round struck a man in another classroom at the range, going through one leg and hitting the other.
I can tell you this, once it happened, he rendered aid immediately.
Terry Johnson is the instructor's lawyer.
He's very remorseful. He's really concerned about the gentleman that was injured. He sends his wishes to him and his apologies as well. Wants to make sure, that's his main focus, wants to make sure that he's okay.
It's extremely rare that something like this happens, particularly in a classroom environment.
Rick Ector, who's also a firearms instructor, says basic gun safety rules were broken, starting with this one: treat every gun as if it were loaded.
And then you had it pointed in an unsafe direction, and then you had your finger on the trigger, and then you actually pulled it. And this is all presumably that it happened after he failed to properly check the gun.
My client realizes it was a mistake. It was not intentional. Sometimes a little bit more of a cautious atmosphere can prevent some of these things.
Although this happened at Firearm Exchange, the instructor was not an employee here at the gun range and was not affiliated with the range. He was simply teaching a class here. The gun range calls the shooting an unfortunate incident that should have never happened, and that the instructor would not be allowed back here. He could have his concealed carry license revoked if convicted of a charge. What he could likely be charged with is a negligent discharge of a firearm that also carries prison time. Buell, Taryn?
Now, Randy, it is common for firearms instructors to have their guns in the classroom, is it not?
Well, somewhat. More often than not, you'll have firearm instructors. They'll bring in a plastic gun that doesn't fire any rounds. It's there just for instructional purposes, and they'll use a real gun when they go out to the actual firing line of the gun range. But even if they do have an actual firearm in the classroom, they make sure that the gun is unloaded and that no live ammunition is inside the classroom. In fact, I'm told that that's the policy here at the Firearm Exchange.
All right, Randy. Thank you.